That breaking news is in the nation's capital, where the GOP will now have complete control of the government. Good afternoon. I'm Nancy Alvarez.
I'm Jesse Pagan. Let's get right over to West 2's Michelle Imperato here with the breaking details. Michelle?
All right, guys. So when President-elect Donald Trump returns to the White House, the balance of power will completely be in the GOP's hands. NBC News now projects the Republicans will maintain control of the House by the thinnest of margins. Last week, they flipped 3 Democratic seats to win the Senate, and now a completely controlled Congress will allow the president-elect to fill out his cabinet and advance his agenda for at least the next 2 years. And in just the last hour, Trump made it official, naming Florida Senator Marco Rubio as his pick for Secretary of State. And within just the last 30 minutes, Trump announced on Truth Social that he will nominate Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. The state of Florida is certainly going to play a big role in the second Trump term. Jesse, Nancy, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Meantime, Rick Scott's bid to be the Senate Majority Leader has fallen short. In a secret vote with the GOP, Republicans went in another direction. West 2's Justin Shecker is live. And Justin, they went with someone considered to be more of an, quote, establishment candidate.
They did, Jesse. The Senate Republicans selected Senator John Thune to be the next majority leader. The Republican from South Dakota will be in charge of advancing President-elect Trump's agenda in the U.S. Senate. Florida Senator Rick Scott posted this thank you message on X shortly after his failed bid to become the next Senate Majority Leader. Florida political analyst Dr. Susan McManus says this outcome is
very disappointing for a lot of Florida Republicans, but in a way not unexpected. The Senate has long been sort of a clubby institution where longtime relationships matter and trust in your colleagues.
After his decisive victory on election night, Senator Scott had his sights set on replacing Senator Mitch McConnell.
We have to plan to start changing the direction of this country. We got to pay down the debt. We got to balance the budget. We got to get rid of this inflation. We got to secure the border. There's a lot of things to do.
On Wednesday morning, the Florida senator fell short in the first vote behind closed doors. Out of 53 Senate Republicans, NBC News reports, only 13 voted for Scott. During the second round of secret voting, Scott's GOP colleagues selected South Dakota Senator John Thune over Texas Senator John Cornyn to become their new leader. Senator Thune posted on X, "This Republican team is united behind President Trump's agenda, and our work starts today."
Something he brought to the table that's been a big part of this election year is his age. He's 63. He's the youngest of the 3 candidates. And he's replacing McConnell, who's one of the oldest members in the Senate.
71-year-old Senator Scott argued he would be the most loyal to the president-elect, but Donald Trump himself did not publicly endorse anyone. And Thune has served in the U.S. Senate since 2005. Dr. McManus tells me Senator Scott can use his second term in the Senate to build stronger relationships with his longer-serving colleagues on Capitol Hill. Live in Winter Park, I'm Justin Shecker, West 2 News.
Justin, thank you. Another cabinet slot has a selection. In the last hour, the president-elect picked former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard to serve as Director of National Intelligence. In a statement, Trump said Gabbard will bring her fearless spirit to the intelligence community. Now, as Trump prepares to retake the White House, a member of his family may be the one replacing Marco Rubio as Florida's next senator. People close to the deliberations tell NBC News Governor DeSantis will face pressure from the Trump team to appoint Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump. The decision is ultimately up to the governor. Rubio is set to be Trump's pick for Secretary of State. If confirmed, his replacement in the Senate will serve for 2 years.